graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone. Hi everyone, hopefully you're all doing well. For those of you who haven't heard, I'm hosting my very first charity stream on September 18th and September 19th to support the Familial Dysautonomia Foundation in honor of my brother Mitchell, who passed away from this disorder 5 years ago. So how the schedule is going to work is like this. On the very first day, we're going to be streaming for 15 hours. During the first 3 hours, I'll be talking about familial dysautonomia, sharing stories about my brother and what he dealt with on a day-to-day basis, and just raise as much awareness as we possibly can. Then during the next 12 hours, we got MLB Diamondzone, and we will be on doing our regular Diamondzone stream. For those of you that don't know, MLB Diamondzone is something that I came up with. And basically, it's like NFL RedZone, but it's for baseball. On the very next day, we'll do Diamondzone again. That'll be from 6 o'clock up until 9:30. And then we got the Phillies game. They play at 9:40. They're taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. So in short, we're going to be on for 22 hours. No ads will be played during those 22 hours. I am aiming to raise $500 during those hours of streaming. Again, no pressure to donate, but if you can, every little bit does help. If you could just spread the word, share the post that I posted on my community tab, I would really appreciate that. I'm just looking forward to making a difference together with you guys and doing this in honor of my brother Mitchell. I think he'd be really proud, and I'm really excited about this. Let's do some good.
Oh my gosh, do we have more baseball in store for you? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph. Welcome on into another edition of MLB Diamondzone. Oh my gosh, there is a thrower of a baseball game going on here out in Minnesota. Okay, the Diamondbacks were down 6-1. Remember, Arizona is still trying to fight for that third and final wild card spot. They're behind the Giants, they're behind the Reds, and of course behind the Mets, who have the third and final wild card spot. But yes, so they were down 6-1. They were down 6-1, and then they were down 6-4 going on into the top of the ninth inning. And then they put up 4 runs. And now all of a sudden, Cody Clemens just hit a solo homer, and the next man up just got on with a walk. So we're just going to go over there first, and we're going to see what goes on for this ending. Again, Minnesota's really just as out of it. Byron Buxton is coming up to the plate. We will absolutely get to the Giants-Dodgers game in just a little bit. That is in the bottom of the third. It's 1-0. But yes, this game really does take the cake. It's okay, JJ, but don't let it happen again. So the story is that I'm dog sitting, okay, and the dog got sick. And now the dog is fine. I mean, I will definitely go check up on the dog in a little bit. But that's what I had to take care of. The dog was not feeling well. But he's a good boy. He really is. All right. So bottom of the ninth here. Here's Byron Buxton. And Buxton is going to get hit by a pitch. And he is now over at second base. And so the tying run for Minnesota is now in scoring position. Wow. So Buxton just got hit right square on the elbow, and he is now over at first base. So the tying run at second and the winning run is now over at first base for Minnesota. Austin Martin is coming up to the plate, and we'll see how he does. He's 1 for 3 with a walk, a double, and a run scored. The Rockies do lead the Padres 4-1. The A's are up 2-0 against the Reds. That game has a lot of meaning too. And then you got Mariners and Angels on Apple TV as well. All right. So nobody out, 2 men on. The 1-0 pitch to Martin is outside for ball 2. So it's 2 balls, no strikes. That pitch was actually a strike. Woodward is on the mound. The Diamondbacks just got the lead. They were down 6-4 going into the top of the 9th. And they just can't get anybody out. Next pitch, that's taken for ball 3. So the Mariners are playing the Angels. We'll get to that in a little bit. There's a runner on over at first. Over there. You got Rockies-Padres. You got A's-Reds. Giants-Dodgers. And this game is at the very, very end. So 3 balls, 1 strike. That's to Woodford. Thank you so much for the sub, Deb. What's going on? 3 balls, 1 strike, and here's the 3-1, and that misses low, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Oh, my goodness. What a game. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout taken here by Arizona. So let's go really quickly over to the Seattle game. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Luis Rengifo. Luis Castillo is pitching for the Seattle Mariners. The 2-2 pitch, Nats up high for ball 3. There is a pitching change going on in the Arizona game. So once that does resume, we will go back there. The Giants and the Dodgers are also in a break, and so are the Reds and the A's. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Luis Castillo is on the mound, facing off against Rengifo, and the next pitch is grounded over to third, and the throw over to first is in time, and there's a break in the action out in Seattle. So just 5 games going on right now. One of them is at the very, very end, and it's just a wild finish. Again, Arizona was down 6-1, and then they came back, they tied it up, and took the lead in the top of the 9th inning, 8-6. And now all of a sudden it's an 8-7 game in the bottom of the 9th with nobody out and bases loaded. So every game is currently in a break right now as we speak. Other final scores around baseball today. The Astros won 11-3. They took care of business against the Braves. The Yankees did beat Boston. That's a big win for the New York Yankees as they try to inch their way closer to that AL East division. The Blue Jays did, however, win, so they end up actually keeping some breathing room away from the Yankees for that AL East. They won 6-1. The Mets lost. Okay, if the Giants win, if the Giants and the Reds win, actually, both teams will be half a game behind the Mets for that 3rd and final wild card spot. Both teams will be a half game in back of the Mets. Unbelievable. The Royals lost to the Phillies. The Cubs, they beat the Rays 6-4. Tampa Bay is just about out of it now. That was a big-time loss for them. The Guardians are ended up winning 4-0 and shutting out the White Sox. They're still keeping their playoff hopes alive. You got the Mariners on. The Houston Astros did win, so therefore Seattle has to win if they want to still be at the top of the AL West. So right now, as we speak, the Astros have that third and final wild card spot. And so the Guardians, if they want to still keep their distance and still try to threaten the Astros and the Mariners, they have to win too. The Rangers also won as well, and they're still 2 games in back of Houston and now 1.5 in back of Seattle, depending on what happens in that game tonight as well. All right, so we are going to go back to this Arizona Diamondbacks Minnesota Twins ball game as we have a walk-off potential alert going on. Okay, so let's go there. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to Trevor Larnach. Again, nobody out. Andrew Sal-Frank is pitching. So 3-1 is the count, and the next pitch is swung on and fouled. The Padres do have 2 outs. They are in the bottom of the 6th. And again, they're down 4-1. Promise that we'll let you know how they're doing in a little bit. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A huge pitch here coming on up after the timeout is taken. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. The payoff pitch up high. We're tied again. It is 8-8 in the bottom of the 9th, and the Diamondbacks are choking. The Twins choked, and the Diamondbacks are choking even harder. Wow. Kearshaw is coming up to the plate right now. And if he gets a hit, or if he just gets on, ball game over. The pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Nothing and 1 is the count. The Dodgers are threatening. They're in the top of the 4th. We'll go there soon. 0-1 pitch, and that is taken outside for ball 1. So it is 1 ball, 1 strike. Kearshaw tonight, 1 for 4. The 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards center field, and that's going to go everybody's heads, and the ball game is over. The Twins come back and beat the Diamondbacks. Good night, Arizona. All right, so that game is done. What a thrower of an ending that was out at Target Field. So Arizona lost. We'll get you an update as to where that puts them in the wild card race. But that does definitely does not help them at all whatsoever. All right, the Dodgers are on. They have runners on over at first and second base. And there's 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. They're playing out in San Francisco. No balls, 1 strike. Adames did get himself an RBI double. Betts is at second, I believe. Wait, hold up. Muncy is actually over at first, and Freeman is at second base. And so the count is 0-2. By the way, the Mariners are also threatening the score, so we're going to make a double diamond here as Julio Rodriguez is up at the plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to him. The 0-2, the Conforto, that's taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Julio Rodriguez. The 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards medium depth left field. That's going to be caught by Taylor Ward for out number 2. And Rowley stays put over at first. 1-2 is the count to Michael Conforto. And the pitch. There's a broken back ground ball hit over to first base. Smith has it, has to fling it over to first, and he does. And that is in time for out number 2. The runners will advance on over to second and third. So the Dodgers have 2 runners in scoring position. A base hit could give them the lead. And the Mariners, well, Yusei Kikuchi is pitching for L.A., the Angels, that is. And Eugenio Suarez is coming up. Again, if the Mariners win, they're still in first place in the AL West. The pitch to Suarez, and that's up high for a ball. Rockies and Padres have not forgotten about them. They are in the bottom of the top of the 7th inning, And the Reds are down 2-0 to Sacramento. 1 ball, no strikes here. And the pitch to Suarez, that misses inside for ball 2. First pitch in the at-bat to Andy Pages is in there for a strike. 2 balls, no strikes here to Suarez, and the next pitch is down for ball 3. So it's 3 balls, no strikes there. Also, the A's are threatening to score 2. Next pitch, ground ball, diving stop by the third baseman Chapman. The throw over to first, got him! What a heck of a play over at third base by Matt Chapman. And so the Giants get out of the inning, and they're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning, up 1-0. Unless there's a challenge here. Let's see again. Let's look at the replay. Then we'll get to Suarez's at-bat. Chapman just making a gold glove play. He threw it on over to first base. Was it in time? Oh, I think Pages beat it out. I think he just got his left foot on the bag. And as they review this, let's go back to Suarez's at-bat. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Kikuchi kicks, fires, and the pitch is outside for ball 4. And so there's a 2-out walk to Eugenio Suarez. So I think that they are challenging this. I think he's safe. Just from looking at that replay again. By the way, I don't know if you just saw that, but Jake Cronenworth in the Padres game, for those of you that are not watching, Jake Cronenworth just fielded the ground ball. He threw it over to first, and I believe that the first baseman dropped the ball. Let's see. Oh, it was off the line. It was a bad throw by Cronenworth. Okay, they're still reviewing that play out in L.A. Oh, maybe he is out. Was Smith's foot on the bag? He had a really nice stretch. It was a banana split that he did. He's getting checked out by the trainers, too. He's jogging it off, just grabbing onto his right thigh. So let's see what the call is. The call is confirmed. He's out over at first base. And the Giants get out of the inning and are going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Wow. What a play. A heck of a play and a heck of a stretch by Dom Smith. So now Jorge Polanco is due up for the Seattle Mariners. And by the way, the Reds did get out of that inning. They're now in the top of the 5th. So we'll check up on them in just a little bit. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch to Polanco, that's in there for strike 2. He swung on and missed at that. One out in the top of the 5th, out in Sacramento. That was a heck of a play. No balls, 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco, batting on the right side, and disengagement from Kikuchi. He'll actually step off. So we'll just stay here. Polanco It's down in the count 0-2. And the pitch, that's down and in for a ball. We have a base hit for Colorado, and they have 2 runners now on base with 2 outs in the top of the 7th against the Padres. We'll see if they can score 2. I don't know who's pitching for them. Oh, Jin. The 1-2 to Polanco, foul ball. Got a jam-packed weekend. We got Diamondzone tomorrow. We got the Phillies tomorrow. We got the Phillies Sunday. We got the Birds Sunday. And then we got the rest of Sunday Night Baseball. 1-2 to Polanco. That's down and in for ball 2. The Giants are up to bat as they go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. And the next pitch, another foul ball. No worries, man. We're going to go double diamond. We're going to check on Hunter Goodman and the Colorado Rockies to see if they can extend their lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jorge Polanco. And the next pitch, there's a line drive. Hit out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Jorge Polanco with an RBI single. As Rowley will be waved home. And Suarez stops at third. It's 1-0. They actually say it's an RBI double. But regardless, 2 runners in scoring position. And 1-0 Mariners. Pitch was actually towards the inside corner. And Seattle makes the first punch. Wow. All right. And by the way, the Rockies could not do any damage against the San Diego Padres. Here's the pitch on the way out here in Seattle. The pitch, ground ball, hit over to third base, and the throw over to first is in time. The Mariners do get a run on an RBI double by Jorge Polanco, and they'll be back in just a little bit. So the 2 games that aren't in the break are these 2 games. All right. So we'll go to Cincinnati first. Well, actually, sorry. Go to the Giants game first. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes to Willie Adames. The payoff pitch. And there's a caught strike 3 on the inside, corner at the knees by Yamamoto. There's out number 1. Gavin Lux just took ball 3, and Spencer Steer, I believe, just went on over to second base. Who's batting right in front of him? McLean. McLean went to second on the wild pitch. Timeout taken in the Dodgers game, so let's go back over to the Reds. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. A base hit can put the Reds on the board. They'll actually call it a pass ball. Lux's pitch, that's outside and high for ball 4. And so there's 2 runners on with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Excuse me. What's up, Keith? How are you, my friend? What's going on? It's the best time of the year. It's the best time of the year, guys. Let's go. Yeah. All right, we got a timeout taken out in Sacramento. And the Giants are still on. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. That is to Wilmer Flores. So, again, 4 games on. How about that finish between the Diamondbacks and the Twins? Again, Arizona was down 6-1. They came back. They got the lead in the 9th. They were down 6-4 in the 9th. And then they put up 4 runs in the top of the 9th. And then no outs were recorded. And Minnesota got all 3 of their runs in the bottom of the 9th. And they won the game 8-7. Or, sorry, was it 9-8? Yeah, it was 9-8. Sorry. Brain fart. Insane, though. Absolutely wild. All right. 2 runners on in this Reds game as they threaten to score, and Ellie De La Cruz is up. First pitch to Ellie, swing and a miss. That's right, Zombie Nation. What's up, Grit Man? How are you? What's up? No balls, 1 strike. Padres are also back on. We'll check up on them as they trail by 3. We can go in so many different directions. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. In the Padres game, Arise did just single, so the leadoff man is aboard for San Diego. All right, and we have a timeout taken out in Sacramento. The count is 1-1. So just wanted to let you know that. Yamamoto did just get his 5th strikeout of the ball game, and now there's 2 outs over there. We want the Giants to win, right? The Giants and the Reds, if you want the Mets to be knocked out. I'm high from all the winning. It's so good. If the Giants and the Reds win, each of them will be half a game behind the Mets. Each of them. It's insane. It's absolutely wild. Excuse me. All right. Manny Machado comes on up for the San Diego Padres. And again, if the Dodgers win and if the Padres lose, the Dodgers will increase their lead in the NL West standings. All right. It's no balls, 2 strikes to Matt Chapman. And Manny Machado is up at the plate in the Padres game. So let's go there really quickly. Chapman did just ground out over to third, and the inning is over. Okay. Dodgers are going to the top of the 5th. All right. 1-2 is the count. The trainer out in Sacramento just was checking out Jin, and he's coming out of the game. So there's a timeout there. I don't know. He was grabbing onto his leg, his right leg, it looked like. Don't quote me on that, but that's what it looked like to me. But he is coming out of the game, no doubt about it. He's walking on his own. So there will be a timeout there. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Manny Machado, and the pitch to Manny, swing and a foul ball. So we got 2 games that are not in a break right now. Seattle leads at 1-0. If they win tonight, they'll still have first place in the AL West. 2-2 pitch on the way to Davidson, and that ball's grounded out over towards the shortstop, and the throw to first is in time. So there's out number 2. Manny's at bat. It's now 3-2 as the pitch was taken down. Padres down 4-1 to the Colorado Rockies. So if you're a Dodgers fan, you're still hoping that San Diego loses. 3-2 pitch to Manny, and the tying run is going to come on up to the plate for San Diego. He walks. Ooh, we got drama. Spicy. Best time of the year. All right. A timeout taken on the mound out in San Diego. So it's just those 4 games. Come on, Rockies. A pitching change is going to take place. Mejia will come on in for Gavin Sheets. And also, just an update in the Angels game. Rivero did just fly out over to left field. So the Mariners are coming back up as they go to the bottom of the 5th. Reds and A's are also back on right now as we speak. So the at-bat will continue. JT Ginn just got taken out of the game 4 1/3 of an inning. All right. Just wanted to throw that out there. Edman is also up the pitch. Line drive, diving catch by the second baseman, Schmidt. He just took away a base hit from Tommy Edman. That was an absolute bullet And he just laid out flat on his belly. Oh, what a play. That was awesome. So there's one out there. All right, back to the Reds game. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to De La Cruz in the pitch, and that's fouled off. And so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 to Ellie. Ben Rortvedt is up for the Dodgers. Hopefully you're able to follow along. No balls, 1 strike to Rortvedt, and he just took strike 2. De La Cruz sends one out to left field, and that's going to be caught for out number 2, and so the runners will go back to their positions. Padres are also coming back on. We'll have to add them back to the mix. Hopefully everybody's doing well and having themselves a very fantastic day. Wow. Austin Hayes is up, and he just took strike 1 right at the knees. Rortvedt sends one out to left center field for the Dodgers, and that's going to be caught by Jung-Hoo Lee for out number 2 in the Giants game. So there's 2 away there. Hayes just took down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Austin Hayes. Again, if the Reds and the Giants win, both teams will be half a game behind the Mets for that 3rd and final wild card spot. 1-1, and that's a foul ball. Also, Shohei Ohtani is up at the plate for the LA Dodgers in the Giants game. The Padres are also on. We're going to make a triple diamond here. Okay, Gavin Sheets just took strike 1. The count is 0-1 to him. In Austin Hayes' at-bat for Cincinnati, he just took ball 2. It's also no balls, 2 strikes to Shohei Ohtani with 2 away. The 0-2 to Shohei popped up. It's hit out over towards shallow center field. Lee says he has it. He does, and the catch is made. And they're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. The 2-2 to Austin Hayes struck him out. And so the Reds can't get anybody home. They had runners on over at 1st and 2nd, and they get out of their inning, and the A's do their job. All right, so the Padres are not in a break. The Reds and the Giants are. And then we still got the Seattle game. So we just focus right now on Ramon Laureano. One away, bottom of the 7th. He's the tying run, Laureano. The pitch to Laureano, and that is taken for a called strike on the upper tier of the zone. If Luke Raley does something, we'll let you know. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to him. The 0-1 to Laureano, swing and a miss. He went guessing. So the count is 0-2. So in the NL West standings, the San Diego Padres are 2.5 games behind the Dodgers. If the Dodgers lose and if the Padres win, they'll be 1.5 games behind the Dodgers for the NL West. 0-2 to Laureano, struck him out. So there's 2 away in the bottom of the 7th out in San Diego. That was a nice pitch thrown by Mejia. Again, they got the tying run still up at the plate, and now it's all up to Jackson Merrill here in the bottom of the 7th. In the Mariners game, J.P. Crawford is up with 2 away, and the pitch is outside for a ball. Got to keep reiterating this. If the Mariners win, they still have the AL West division. And the Houston Astros then slide down to the 3rd wild card team because they own the tiebreaker, Seattle. Merrill just took outside for ball 1. The count is 1-1 to him. The first pitch was a strike. The Giants are also back on. 1-1 strike to Jackson Merrill. The pitch on the way. It's outside for ball 2. Two balls, one strike to Jackson Merrill. Giants did get the first out in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-1, that's popped up out over towards shallow right center field. Doyle's there, makes the catch, and the inning is over. The Padres can't get anybody home, and they're going to go to the top of the 8th inning, still down 4-1. Now, meanwhile, J.P. Crawford just fouled off the next pitch. It's going back to the Padres game. I love how Mets fans were just talking smack, and now it's all crashing down for them. It's unbelievable, dude. It really, really is. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Kikuchi's pitch on the way. It's a foul ball. We're going to make a double diamond with this Giants game and this Mariners game. Kikuchi comes set and deals. Swinging a ground ball, hit over to third base, picked up by Moncada, and the throw to first is in time for out number 3. We're going to go to the top of the 6th. Okay, so it's still a 1-0 ball game. Angels are coming up to bat. Mariners lead at 1-0. All right, back to the Giants game we go. 0-1 is the count to Patrick Bailey. Bailey batting on the left side. The pitch to Patrick. That's taken for a strike. By the way, the Giants, how did they get their run? Willie Adames hit an RBI double to drive in Rafael Devers. That's how they scored. 0-2, it's outside for a ball. So the Dodgers are 2.5 games above the San Diego Padres in the NL West. If the Dodgers win and if the Padres lose, the Dodgers would then be 3.5 games above the Padres and 9 games above the Giants. Next pitch to Bailey, got him. And so the inning is over, and the Dodgers are coming back on for the top of the 6th inning, still down 1-0. And with that, well, the A's are still on. That's in the bottom of the 5th. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Rockies just started off their top of the 8th inning against the Padres. And Jordan Beck just got on with a single off of Marnacchio. Who is Marnacchio? I should probably know this. This is Ron Marinaccio, who's 30 years old. He beat out the throw, Jordan Beck. He has a lot of speed. Exactly, cool, Jay. Isn't that cool? I think it's awesome. They're in a dogfight now. Ron Marinaccio is from Toms River, New Jersey. Wow. He's 30 years old. I didn't know who he was. I did not know that. Lawrence Butler is up at the plate for the Athletics. He's 8 for his last 16 against the Cincinnati Reds. We have a pitching change going on out in San Diego. The Angels are back on, so let's go there. First pitch, and there's a ground ball from Bryce Teodosio over to first, and I'll take it right to the bag. The first baseman, Josh Naylor, for out number 1, and now Mike Trout is coming up to the plate. Trout is 0 for 2. He's popped out, and he has also struck out as well. Dodgers are back on as well. We'll make a double diamond with both LA games. Trout just took strike one. Betts just took ball one. Trout and Betts. Wow. Big names. 1-0 pitch to Betts, and that is outside for a ball. And the next pitch to Trout, he fouls it off. 2 balls, no strikes to Mookie Betts. They're in the top of the 6th. The 2-0 to Betts, ground ball hit over to third base, and Chapman throws it over to first, and it's in time. I'm surprised he swung at that pitch. The 0-2 to Trout. There's a line drive and a diving catch by Josh Naylor. I believe that was Naylor. Is Naylor not playing over at first base today? Huh. I would like to see info on this. Oh, they're not going to show it to us because they are not on MLB.tv. That's not Josh Naylor. I don't even know who that is. Who's playing over at first base for Seattle? Raley? Is Raley over at first? Luke Raley's playing over at first. Wow. Freddie Freeman is up for the Dodgers. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Apple TV is so far behind tonight, I guess. 1-0 pitch to Freddie, and that's taken down for ball 2. I guess I could put the whatchamacallit game on my phone. No, oh yeah, I can move it like here. How much further can I move this? Oh, I still got plenty of room. Maybe not. Let's pull in the plug. Freeman flied out over to right. Flied out over to center, I should say. So there's 2 away there. What MLB team has surprised me the most? The Toronto Blue Jays, without a doubt. Actually, the Yankees have surprised me because I expected them to be a juggernaut this year, and they're not a juggernaut. So that's been a surprise to me. And also the Braves missing the playoffs, that's a big surprise too. I did not expect that either. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Chris Taylor. 2 away, top of the 6th. And the 3-2, there's a line drive base hit out to left field by Chris Taylor, the former Dodger. Arozarena stumbles. And guess what? Taylor's going to go over to second. That's now 2 nights in a row where Randy Arozarena has misplayed a ball out in left field. That was a ground ball. It hit the tip of his glove, and then it bounced off the heel of his glove on the ground. He bobbled it, and that's going to be an E7 and a single by Chris Taylor, and he recognized that, Chris Taylor. Teoscar Hernandez is up at the plate for the Dodgers. It's 0-1 to him, and the pitch on the way is taken for a ball. We also have Tyler Stevenson up at the plate for the Cincinnati Reds. The count is 2-1 to him. So we're going to have to make a triple diamond here. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Castillo's still pitching, by the way, for Seattle, and the pitch is taken in there for strike 1. The leadoff man for Cincinnati did just walk, so Tyler Stevenson walked, and he's over at first. Here's Yohan Moncada for the Angels. He takes the first pitch inside and low for a ball. Two balls, 2 strikes to Teoscar Hernandez. Teoscar looking to get on. The 2-2 to Teoscar. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Justin Verlander has only given up 2 hits. The Giants have just 1 hit, but they lead it 1-0. as they end up going to the bottom of the 6th with the lead. It's also 3 balls, 1 strike now to Yoan Moncada. Again, the Angels can tie the game with a base hit. 3-1 pitch to Moncada, and that's taken outside for ball 4. And so the Angels have 2 base runners on with 2 outs. Now we're going to go back to the Cincinnati game as Will Benson comes up and he fouls it off. We will also add in the Padres to the mix to see how that game ends, because the Padres are going to the bottom of the 8th. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Ryan O'Hearn, and he just took the next pitch for ball 2. DE and my guy, Andrew, y'all are going to have tension in the chat. 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for strike 1 to Ryan O'Hearn. Mariners are back in action. Again, 2 runners on, 2 outs, top of the 6th. The 2-1 to O'Hearn. There's a line drive, base hit out to center field, and the Padres do get the leadoff man aboard. So they have the first base runner in the bottom of the 8th. Taylor Ward is up at the plate for the Angels. He just took strike 1 on the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike to him. We're flipping back and forth. We got 4 late games tonight. The 0-1 award, and that's going to get on by rally, and so that'll put runners on at 2nd and 3rd for the Angels. Wow. So that puts 2 runners in scoring position. Timeout taken in the Rockies game. Ward is ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Spencer Steer, and that's taken for strike 2. One ball, 1 strike to Taylor Ward. Can the Angels get the lead here? The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say no, he did not. By the way, Frodom did just strike out Spencer Steer. 2 balls, 1 strike to Taylor Ward in the pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards deep right field. It's going back towards the track, and a leaping catch made by Robles. And Taylor Ward gets robbed on a base hit. Victor Robles ends up making the play there, and they're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Up 1-0 Seattle. Wow. That was a game-saving play there. All right, back to the San Diego Padres game really quickly. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Jake Cronenworth. We're jumping around. If the Padres lose and if the Dodgers win, the Dodgers would then be 3.5 games above the San Diego Padres for that NL West. In the Reds game, it's 2 balls, 1 strike to Cabrian Hayes. Angels were knocking on the door, and they could not take the lead. The 3-1 to Cronenworth, up high for ball 4. Wow. So the Padres will bring the tying run up again. And Yamamoto just struck out another giant batter. So there's 1 out of the bottom of the 6th, out in San Fran. Wow. Here's the pitch in the Reds game. Line drive, base hit out to center field. It was bobbled by the center fielder, but it won't get too far away. And so the Reds have traffic on the bases in the top of the 6th inning. My gosh. Insane. There was a fly ball hit out over towards left field in the Giants game. I believe that was Heliot Ramos that just flied out to left. So Drew Gilbert got called out on strikes against Yamamoto. And so here comes Rafael Devers to the plate. So there's Devers coming on up. And we also have a pitching change going on in the Rockies-Padres game. So there's a break there. There's a timeout taken out in Sacramento as well. It's crazy. No balls, one strike in the at-bat to Rafael Devers. And we'll see if he can come up big here. Yamamoto kicks, deals, and Rafael sends one foul towards the left side. Also, the Mariners are back on, too. A Rosarina just flied out over towards straightaway center field. No balls, 2 strikes to Devers. And the pitch, it's up high for a ball. No balls, 2 strikes in the ball game of the A's. 2 away, top of the 6th. 0-2 is the count. Let's see. The 0-2 pitch, fly ball, foul, and out of play. And also the Padres are back on too. Get you the first pitch there. There's a fly ball hit out over towards right field that's hooking foul, and the count is 0-1. The next pitch in the Cincinnati game, it's down for a ball, and so it's 1-2. Again, a triple diamond. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rafael Devers. And the next pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball right down the middle. And the Giants are going to go to the top of the 7th inning, still up 1-0. In the Reds game, there's a ground ball hit over to third by McLean, and they'll just take it to the bag for out number 3. All right, so the A's and the Reds are going to the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0 Sacramento, and also the Padres are still on. No balls, 2 strikes, with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Wow. No balls, 2 strikes. Wagner is up at the plate. And the pitch is outside for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes. There's 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-2 pitch, that ball is foul. By the way, Cal Raleigh is also up for the Mariners. We'll add them back to the mix, too. 3-2 the Cal. It's a foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes to Will Wagner. Can he get on here? The 1-2 pitch, another foul ball. In Raleigh's AB, the 3-2, there's a grounder. It's rolled over to third base. And the throw over to first by Moncada is in plenty of time for out number 2. BW, we have a lot of drama going on in baseball. We have a lot of drama. 1-2 is the count to Wagner, and a step off very quickly. So we got the Rockies taking on the Padres. Okay, a battle for that NL West division. We got the A's taking on the Reds. If the Reds somehow win, and if the Giants win, they'll both be half a game behind the Mets for that final wild card spot. Here's the pitch to Wagner. Ground ball hit over to shortstop. The throw to second, there's 1. The throw to first, there's 2. That's a double play, and that'll put a runner on over at third base. Wow. The Dodgers are also back on. Up to bat is Max Muncy. Nope, that's Michael Conforto. Excuse me. So, again, we're going to stick to this Padres game very quickly. Tatis is up, and he grounds the first pitch that he sees foul. September Madness. It's baseball March Madness. Yeah, it's September Madness. I love it. I love that. That's a really cool name. I like that. No balls, 1 strike to Fernando Tatis Jr. He will call for time. The pitch to Conforto. There's a high fly ball hit out to center field, and that ball is gone. The Dodgers just tied it up against the Giants. Jung-Hoo Lee ran out of room, and we are knotted up at 1. Michael Conforto, the former Met, able to tie it up in the top of the 7th inning. Is it top of the 7th? I should know, yeah. The pitch to Tatis struck him out. That's the 2nd inning in a row where the Padres had runners on at first and second with nobody out, and they could not do a lick. Nothing. Nada. Unbelievable. The Colorado Rockies up 4-1 against the San Diego Padres. Unbelievable. By the way, Julio Rodriguez just got on with an infield single in the Seattle game. So there's 2 outs. If the Mariners win, I got to keep saying this. If the Mariners win, they technically still have the tiebreaker against Houston. They are tied, and they would actually win the AL West. And that would put Houston as the 3rd wild card seed if the regular season ended today. We're going to go back to this Dodgers game, this Dodgers-Giants game, really quickly. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over to center field, and that's going to be caught by Lee for out number 1. That's Verlander going back to Conforto's shot. That's the first homer that he has allowed in this game. It's the first run he's allowed. All right. So we got 4 games. Rodriguez leads off over at first base, and Eugenio Suarez is due up. The toss back over to first is not in time. Tommy Edman is due up for the Dodgers. What's going to happen there? The A's are going to the top of the 7th. Again, Cincinnati getting shut out 2-0. So Fredo will lead it off. All right, Tommy Edman is up. In the top of the 7th. 1-1 pitch. That's a foul ball. The Mariners just got out of the bottom of the 6th, and they're going to go to the top of the 7th inning. Up 1-0. Mickey Moniak did just foul off a pitch. He got hurt. Oh, boy. But he shakes it off. All right. 2 balls, 2 strikes out in San Fran. Edman in the box. The 2-2 pitch. It's a foul ball. Two and 2 is the count to Tommy Edman. Mickey Moniak did just strike out for the Rockies. There's 1 out in the top of the 9th. Wandy Peralta is pitching. He has 11 pitches. 2-2 to Tommy. That's down for ball 3. In case you're wondering, Justin Verlander has 99 pitches. That is correct. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tommy Edman. The payoff pitch on the way. There's a line drive it out to right field, and that's caught for out number 2. So 2 away in the Giants-Dodgers game. Again, Willie Adames had an RBI double. And then Michael Conforto did just tie it up in the top of the 7th with a solo homer out to dead center field. 2 away, top of the 7th, and the next pitch is taken for a strike. The Reds are coming up to the plate. Again, they trail 2-0. Here's Ben Rortvedt up for the Dodgers. No balls, 1 strike. And the 0-1 is outside for a ball. They actually called that a strike. What? I stand corrected. Looked a little bit low. In the Reds game, it's 3 balls, no strikes to TJ Friedl. We'll stay here. It's 1-2 to Ben Rortvedt, and it's 3-0 in the count to Friedl, and the next pitch is taken for a strike. The pitch to Rortvedt, there's a high drive hit out to left field. That's going to hit off the top of the wall. Rortvedt will get an easy double, and the Dodgers have the go-ahead runner in scoring position. Meanwhile, TJ Friedl did just single out to right field, and the Reds will have the tying run up once again. And last but not least, the Padres are going to go to the bottom of the 9th. They are down by 3 now. So drama going on this night in baseball. The Giants will intentionally walk the next batter, and so there will be runners on at first and second base. So they walk Shohei Ohtani. Also, the Angels have the tying run over at first, and there's going to be a pitching change there in the top of the 7th. The Reds just hit into a double play. 4-6-3 on the double play. Hit by Oswald Peraza. No, that's not Oswald Peraza. Wrong game. That was Miguel Andujar. That's what I meant to say. So Andujar grounds into a double play, and they just cannot get it done. 2 away, top of the 7th there. Okay. Betts trying to give the Dodgers the lead. First pitch to Betts. He flies this one out to right field. That'll be caught. Inning over. And so the Dodgers do tie it up 1-1 on a solo shot by Michael Conforto, and the Giants will try to get redemption and take the lead again as they go to the bottom of the 7th. Verlander tonight, outstanding though. Got to give him credit. Victor Vodnik is going to go out there to pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning against the San Diego Padres, and we shall see how that goes. All right. What's up, chat? Man, these teams are so mid. Need them to make the Mets fans sweat more. I know. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Ellie De La Cruz is up. He just took ball 1. It's 1-2. That's the count to him. And Luis Arias starts off the bottom of the 9th inning looking at strike 1 for San Diego. The 1-2 to Ellie. It's popped up. It's hit out over towards straightaway center field. And Clark is there, or Butler is there, and they'll make the catch. And the A's are going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Up 2-0. And with that, we're going to go to the bottom of the ninth out in San Diego with some drama over there. The 1-1. It's outside and high for ball 2. And again, don't forget the Angels are still in play. They got a runner on over at first. And the count is 0-2. Here's the pitch to Arise. There's a fly ball hit out over towards left field. That's going to be caught by Beck. And there's one gone in the bottom of the ninth inning. So the Padres are down to their final 2 outs. Angels batter did just strike out. So there's one gone in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch in the Padres game, and there's a line drive base hit. That's Manny Machado that gets aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Wow. So Machado gets on, and he is aboard. We'll let you know if anything happens to the Mets. Right now, let's watch the end of this. The pitch. There's strike 1. Right at the knees to Gavin Sheets. What a nice catch made. Adames just got robbed on a hit by Mookie Betts. It was a line drive. The pitch to Gavin Sheets. There's a line drive out to right field. Sheets will get on with a double. And that puts runners on at second and third. And for the 3rd inning in a row, the Padres have 2 men on base. So they're not done yet. Gavin Sheets got a fastball down the middle, and he drilled it out to right field. Again, San Diego still trying to stay alive for that division race out of the NL West. Rengifo also stole second base in the Angels game. And the pitch, there's a line drive, and that gets under the glove of the first baseman. Rengifo will score. The Angels tie it up. They'll call it an RBI double. So the Mariners give up the lead. Logan Davidson just got on with an RBI double over towards the first base side. And Luke Raley just could not make the play. He slammed his hand down on the grass and could not come up with the baseball. All right. So we're going to go back to the Padres game very, very quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramon Laureano. There's also 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th out in San Francisco. The Reds are also down 2-0, but the A's are up. The 1-1 to Laureano, swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels are also threatening to take the lead. We'll let you know if that ends up happening. Laureano just swung on and missed. The count is 1-2. The pitch to Laureano, ground ball, hit over to second base. The throw over to first is in time. However, San Diego does get a run home, and Sheets will head on over to third base. So Machado scores. It's an RBI ground out by Ramon Laureano. However, there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning over there. The Giants are going to go to the top of the 8th, all tied up 1-1. And we'll see if Verlander does go back out. Jackson Merrill is up, and he just took the first pitch down for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Jackson Merrill. Vodnik pitching. The 1-0 is down for ball 2. In the Angels game, Vargas' 0-2 pitch was down for a ball. Again, they have their go-ahead runner over at second base. Castillo's going to get a no decision, I believe. I don't think he'll go back out there. 2-0 to Jackson Merrill. That ball was fouled. Adele struck out. And there's 2 away in the top of the 7th out in Seattle. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jackson Merrill here. And the 2-1 is down for ball 3. A lot of high drama. If the Padres win and if the Dodgers lose, the Padres would then be 1.5 games behind the Dodgers. If the Padres lose and if the Dodgers win, then it's the other way around. They'll be 3.5 above the San Diego Padres for that NL West. 3-1, swing and a miss. Padres down to their final strike. Vodnik gets set just at the belt. The payoff pitch to Merrill. It's down for ball 4, and the winning run is coming up to the plate for the Padres. Wow. They're not done yet, and the Rockies are going to take a timeout here. And with that, let's go back to the Angels game. So Bryce Teodosio is up for the Angels. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. And the pitch, that hit him. And Bryce is going to go on over to first base. Wow, a lot of air horn tonight. A lot of air horn. Joey Lucchesi is going to go out there to pitch for the San Francisco Giants. He'll face Freddie Freeman. We got a lot of drama. 1 ball, no strikes to him. So the Angels have runners on at first and second. The Giants are up. They're tied 1-1. The Padres are down to their final outs. And the Reds are coming up as they go to the top of the 8th. They're trying to look for some redemption. If the Reds and the Giants somehow win, both teams will be half a game behind the New York Mets for that 3rd and final wild card spot. The pitch on the way to O'Hearn, and that ball is taken down for a ball. Freddie Freeman grounded out for the Dodgers, and so there's 1 away in the top of the 8th inning. In the Angels game, they have Mike Trout up with runners on at first and second. And again, if the Mariners win, the Mariners are tied with Houston, and they own the tiebreaker, so they would technically have the AL West division if the regular season ended today. The 1-1 to O'Hearn, swing and a miss. And San Diego down to its final strike once again. Trout's 0-1, it's outside and low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ryan O'Hearn, and the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. And so the Rockies able to take care of business against the San Diego Padres. 3 games left to go, a big loss for San Diego, and Dodgers fans, I'm sure, are happy about that. Tough loss for the Padres. They had a lot of chances and just could not do anything. All right, so let's make a double diamond, or a triple diamond, I should say, and we're going to go back to this Giants game first. It's 3 balls, 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. To Max Muncy, that is, excuse me. 3 balls, 1 strike, top of the 8th, 1 out. The 3-1 pitch to Max Muncy. That's on the outside corner for a strike. It looked a little bit outside, but it is 3-2. Here's the pitch to Trout. Got him! He's down on strikes. And so the Seattle Mariners are going to go to the bottom of the 7th. They're tied 1-1 against the Angels. Now, Muncy for the Dodgers did just get hit, and he will now go on over to first, and the trainers are going to go check up on him. The Reds have themselves another base runner, and Tyler Stevenson is up at the plate, so he's the tying run in that game. Again, if Cincinnati and San Francisco win, they are now both half a game behind the Mets for that final wild card spot because the Mets lost to Texas. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Stevenson. Top of the 8th. 0-2 is the count. Dave Roberts is checking up on Max Muncy. He says he's okay. And Max Muncy is going to still stay in the game. Next pitch to Stevenson. It's up high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 games left to go. Wow. The pitch. Got him! A strikeout. And 1 away in the top of the 8th inning for Cincinnati. Mariners game is currently in a break right now. Here's the pitch, and that's high for a ball to Will Benson. The Dodgers now have 2 outs. Michael Conforto is up at the plate. We're just sticking to a double diamond here. The pitch to Conforto. It's on the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. It's also 1 ball, 1 strike to Will Benson. The tying run up at the plate for the Cincinnati Reds, and the go-ahead run for the Dodgers is over at first. Late stages. The 0-1 pitch is down in the dirt for a ball to Michael Conforto. Here's the 1-1 to Benson. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lucchesi will throw back over to first for the Giants. It's not in time. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And there's out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts in the A's-Reds game. Benson just chased after a high cheese fastball. The 1-1 to Conforto. And that's a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Mariners are also back on. We'll get back there in just a second. The pitch in the Reds game, there's a ground ball base hit out to left field. That'll put runners on at first and second base. So the tying run again is over at first base for Cincinnati. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Michael Conforto. Giants trying to get out of the inning. The Dodgers trying to take the lead. What'll happen? Lucchesi gets set at the belt. He kicks. He deals. It's down in the dirt for ball 2. The count to Polanco in the Mariners game, it's 2-2 to him. Here's Ke'Bryan Hayes for Cincinnati. First pitch to Ke'Bryan, it's outside and low for a ball. Back to the Dodgers game very quickly. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Conforto, who tied it up his last time up. He just stepped out of the box. Now he stepped back in, so we'll go back there in a sec. Runner goes in the Reds game. The pitch is outside for ball 2. No throw made over to third base and a double steal. That puts the tying run over at second base, and a base hit ties up the ball game. Next pitch to Conforto is up high for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Conforto. 2 balls, no strikes to Ke'Bryan Hayes. The 2-0 to Hayes, it's in there for strike 1. 3-2 is the count to Michael Conforto. And the payoff pitch on the way. That's a foul ball. The 2-1 to Hayes. There's a ground ball off the pitcher, and the throw over to first is in time. It hit off his back. He had to get off the mound, and he threw it on over to first base with an excellent throw, and the Reds are still shut out through 8 innings of work. All right, big 3-2 here to Conforto. There it is. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Wow. And the Giants are going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. They are tied 1-1 against the Dodgers. And with that, we go back over to Seattle. That's a lot of drama. The Reds could not get a run. The Giants couldn't do anything. Here's the pitch to Garver. Swung on, lifted, out to left field. Seattle out in front. 2-1 Mariners. And the fireworks go off out at T-Mobile Park. Kaboom! First pitch to Polanco, swing and a miss. That's not Polanco, that's Victor Robles. Count is 0-1. Man. What a game. Can't stand Luke Casey. Well, he did it. He struck out Conforto. That was gutsy. No balls, 2 strikes to Victor Robles. And the 0-2, check swing, foul ball. That was a big swing by Seattle. Mitch Garver had a huge home run. How about that bat spike as well? The bat flip. Robles fouls off the next pitch. The A's are back on. I'll let you know how that goes, but we're going to go to the Giants game right now. Jack Dreyer is going to pitch for the Dodgers. Dreyer, 59 games, a 2.74 ERA. Jung-Hoo Lee is up, and he just took strike 1. That's a little bit high. Miguel Rojas is now over at third base, it seems. Let's double check that really quickly. The pitch, there's a ground ball rolled over to second base, and the throw over to first is in time for out number 1. Rojas is over at third. There's a high drive out to center field. Goodbye! Cortez goes yard for the A's. And they make it now 3-0 against Cincinnati. Wow. Another run scores, and the A's increase their lead. Burns just gave up a pitch right down the middle and got burned. All right, so back to the Giants game we go. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, bottom of the 8th. Casey Schmidt is up at the plate. The 0-2 to him. That's in the dirt for a ball. By the way, Raley is up for the Mariners. There's 2 outs there. One ball, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out in the Giants-Dodgers game. The 1-2 from Dreyer, swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Casey Schmidt could not catch up to it. And there's now 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. There's another fly ball hit out to center field, but that time it's going to be caught by Cincinnati, and Jacob Wilson just missed a home run, and there's one away in the bottom of the 8th. Three games left on this night in baseball. Bailey's pitch, foul ball. This is Patrick Bailey batting on the right side. No balls, one strike to Patrick Bailey. 2 away. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 0-1 pitch to Bailey, swing and a miss on a high fastball, again at 97 miles per hour. It's also 2 balls, 2 strikes to Luke Raley. We'll get to his pitch really quickly. Here it comes, the 2-2 to him. Grounds it foul. And the next pitch to Bailey, he takes that one up high for a ball. Bailey and Raley. 1-2 to Bailey. Struck him out. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt. And the Dodgers and the Giants are going to the top of the 9th. Still knotted up at 1 apiece. There's a ground ball hit by Lawrence Butler. Diving stop by De La Cruz. He gets on his knees, throws it over to first. It's not in time, and it almost got by the first baseman. And so Lawrence Butler gets on. They'll call it an infield single, but not a good throw by Elly De La Cruz at all. That was absolutely wide and way too far to the right side of the first baseman. I mean, they had no chance to catch that. So this is the only game that is not in a break right now as we speak. They do call it a base hit. Not surprised. Once the Dodgers are back on, we will make sure that we go over to that game. Shea Langeliers is coming up. He just hit his 30th home run. I believe it was yesterday. The pitch, it's in the dirt. Almost gets by the catcher. But not too far enough for the runner at first to go over to second. I agree, Quan. 1 hit since the first inning. Isn't that insane? Toss back over to first, not in time. 1 hit. And it was a Willy Adames RBI double. That's it. 1 ball, no strikes to Shea Langeliers in the pitch on the way. There's a strike at the knees. And so the count is 1-1 to Shea. Low-scoring games tonight. Giants and Dodgers are back on. They're back from their break. Here's the 1-1 to Shea. Line drive, base hit out to left field. More base runners for the A's as the throw is cut off by Elly De La Cruz. And now Ryan Walker will come on in for the Giants. So he will pitch the top of the 9th inning out at Oracle Park. Wow. A's are trying to extend their lead. Andy Pages is up. We'll see how this goes. First pitch to Pages, and that's taken just outside for ball 1. Also have the Mariners back out in action. They will face Chris Taylor. Again, they lead at 2-1. 1-0 pitch to Pages, and that's taken down for ball 2. The A's have Nick Kurtz up at the plate. The 2-0 pitch to Pages, and that ball is fouled. Kurtz hits a shot out to right field. That's going back towards the track, but that's going to be caught. The runner from second does go on over to third. That ball, if it was a couple more feet, that would have left the yard. That was so close. A bad pitch thrown by the pitcher right down the middle, and Kurtz just inches away from hitting that thing gone. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Andy Pages. And so that makes it 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th in the A's-Reds game. Two balls, 2 strikes to Andy Pages in the pitch. That ball's popped up, and that's a foul ball over towards the right side. First baseman does have room, and he'll make the catch. It's Wilmer Flores. So Dom Smith did come out of the game. Remember, he tried to do a split on an excellent throw by Matt Chapman, so he is not in the game right now. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. It's a big out there. Here comes Tommy Edman, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch to Tommy. Swing and a miss. He wanted that. That was a fastball at 97 miles per hour. No balls, 2 strikes. In the top of the 9th. The Angels do have 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. And nobody on. Walker kicks, fires. Throws it outside for a ball. Rooker up for the Athletics. The count is 2-2 to him. The 1-2 to Edman. Line drive, played on the bounce by the second baseman. The throw over to first. It's in time. There's out number 2. In the top of the 9th inning. Back to Rooker's at bat really quickly. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to him. The 2-2 pitch. That ball's fouled and out of play. Ward just took strike 1. Here's Rortvedt up for the Dodgers, and the pitch, swing and a miss. It's strike 1. Rooker's 2-2. There's a shot out to center field, but that's going to be caught by TJ Friedl, and the Reds are going to go to the top of the 9th inning. However, the A's do get a run back. It's a 3-0 game there. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rortvedt, and that is swung on and missed for strike 2. Ward's count is 1-2 with nobody on and 2 outs there. We'll go pitch by pitch in both games. Next pitch in the Giants game, it's outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-2 to Rortvedt. There's a little cue shot hit towards the left side of the mound. The throw over to first by Bailey. Got him! Patrick Bailey with an awesome play. Did not even take the mask off. He had to barehand it. He spinned, he turned, and fired a strike over to first. Here's the 2-2 to Taylor Ward, and that ball is fouled off. Wow, what a play. That was awesome. I don't know how Bailey does those throws. Dude, that's insane. The way that he does it, it's just unbelievable. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Taylor Ward, and the pitch is fouled back. Again, if Seattle wins, I know I keep saying it, but I got to keep repeating myself. If Seattle does win, they're tied with Houston for that AL West division. And Seattle actually does own the tiebreaker right now. So if the regular season ended today, Seattle would get the AL West. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch, another foul ball to Taylor Ward. And he stays alive. Let's go, chat. Charge! 2-2 on the way to Ward. There's a ground ball chopped over to third. Suarez picks it up, throws it over to first, and we're going to the bottom of the 8th inning out at T-Mobile Park. The A's and the Reds about ready to get started here in the top of the 9th. And we'll also see if the Giants can walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch number 1 to Matt McLain. It's in there for strike 1 in the Reds game. All right. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch to McLain, that's in there for strike 2. Will there be a hero out in San Fran? Sean Newcomb is pitching for the A's. The 0-2 to McLain. Foul ball. Matos is up for the Giants. He'll lead it off. He'll be a pinch hitter here. The 0-2 to McLain. Another foul ball. Matos just stepped out of the box really quickly. Dreyer gets set just above the belt. First pitch. That's outside for ball 1. McLain's pitch is outside for ball 2. Or ball 1 there. The 1-2 to McLain, it's low for ball 2. Here's the pitch on the way to Matos, and that's in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McLain, and another foul ball as he battles. 1 ball, 1 strike to Luis Matos, and here's the pitch. There's a line drive played on a bounce by the shortstop, and the throw over to first is not dug out by Freeman. It took a bounce, and Freeman could not dig it out. And the Giants get the leadoff base runner aboard. Meanwhile, in the Reds game, there's a strikeout to Matt McLain, and there's 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Wow. I mean, that was a bad throw. Who was that? Mookie Betts, who threw it over to first, and Freeman could not dig it out. He could not dig it out at all whatsoever. And so the Giants have the winning run over at first. The pitch from Dreyer, that's up high and way outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Heliot Ramos. Pressure on the Dodgers. TJ Friedl also up for the Cincinnati Reds. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. And there's a foul ball to Ramos, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Heliot Ramos. 2-1 to Friedl. Friedl's pitch is on the inside corner at the knees for strike 2. Ramos in the box. The 1-1 pitch. That's a foul ball. That one goes out of play. All right, let's go, chat. Charge! 2-2 pitch to Friedl. Another foul ball. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Ramos is down on strikes. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-2 to Friedl. He held up. The pitch was down in the way for ball 3. Devers is coming up for the Giants. But before that, the 3-2 pitch struck him out. And the Reds are down to their final out in the top of the 9th inning. There's Munoz warming up for the 9th inning for Seattle. Devers is up. No balls, 1 strike to Rafael Devers. Dreyer kicks and deals, and Devers grounds 1 through the hole for a base hit. And so that's going to put runners on over at first and third, and the winning run is 90 feet away from scoring for San Fran. All right. By the way, a ball just hit Andujar, but they said that he went around, and Terry Francona smiles. Did he go? Oh, yes, he did. It hit him on the back foot. How about Matos just flying all the way over to third base on a base hit by Devers? He got it just through the hole. Reds down to their final strike. 0-2 pitch. Good night, Cincinnati. And so the Reds lose by a final score of 3-0. The Dodgers are going to make a pitching change. So we'll see what happens there in just a few moments. And so we have a break in the action in both those games. In both the games that are left. Wow. So the Reds get shut out by the A's. 3-0 final score there. Cal Raleigh just took an outside pitch. This game is actually back on. And he almost got robbed. Bryce Teodosio just could not catch it. Again, we talk about how great of an athlete he is. Well, he just made a mistake, and Cal Raleigh's going to be over at second base here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They will intentionally walk Julio Rodriguez, and they will take their chances on Eugenio Suarez instead. Okay. Unreal. So runners on at first and second in the bottom of the 8th, and Eugenio Suarez is up for Seattle. The pitch. Fastball down the middle, swing and a miss. Connor Brogdon, former Philly, is pitching for the Angels. It's insane. The ball is 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez, and the 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2. The Giants are back on. Giants fans on their feet. There's Devers at first. That doesn't matter. What matters is Matos. He's over at third base, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Blake Treinen is going to try to cool the fire. He has a 4.05 earned run average. And the Dodgers are going to intentionally walk Willy Adames, and they instead what they're going to do is they will end up facing Wilmer Flores. Wow. They want to take their chances with him instead. Interesting. So Flores will come on up. And by the way, the count is still 1-2 to Eugenio Suarez. So Giants fans probably happy about the Reds' loss. And if they win, they'll be half a game in front of the New York Mets. Or half a game behind the Mets and half a game in front of the Reds. Suarez just missed a home run. He just missed a home run. All right, go into the Giants game. Pitch number 1 to Flores. It's a sweeper that's in there for strike 1. Blake Treinen is pitching. Bases loaded. Matos at third. That's what matters. A deep fly ball ends it. The 0-1 to Flores. There's a fly ball. This one's hit out to shallow right center field. We'll see if it's deep enough. Pages will make the catch. Matos will tag. He's coming home. He's out. And we're going to extra innings. An 8-2 double play. And the Dodgers and the Giants are going to the top of the 10th. Unbelievable. That was a strike thrown to home plate, and Matos took the gamble. It did not work. Now, the question is, I don't think that the catcher was blocking the plate at all. Rorfet, I don't think, was blocking it, so we're going to go to the top of the 10th. A stunner out in San Fran. Can you believe it? That is insane. Oh, my gosh. That's a strike right to the heart. Bam. Andy Pages with an unbelievable play. I was thinking, do you take the risk there? I was wondering that in my head. It did not work out. And so the Dodgers and the Giants are going to the 10th. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. Insane. And by the way, the Mariners are going to the top of the ninth. So Munoz will try to get the save against the Angels. And again, if the Mariners win, they would tie the Astros again for the AL West. And if the regular season ended today, they would actually have the AL West division, and Houston would then be the third wild card spot. Unreal, man. Absolutely insane. Whew. One hit. The angle. Whew. Man. Andy, I play MLB The Show every day. Pajes says nah. Joel Peguero is going to go out there to pitch for the San Francisco Giants as they go to the top of the 10th. What a ball game. And we're going to have to go double diamond, too, as the Angels are coming on. So the Giants will intentionally walk Shohei Ohtani and instead will face Mookie Betts. So Rortvedt is over at second. He's the ghost runner. Munoz is going to try to close it out against the Angels, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. So now it's Mookie Betts who's up at the plate. He's 0 for 3. He walked in the first. The pitch to Mookie. It's up high for a ball. Rengifo lines one out to center field, but that's going to be caught by Rodriguez. One gone in the top of the ninth out in Seattle. So one away there. The Angels down to their final two outs. Okay. Betts will hit one out over the right field. That's going to be caught. Rortvedt's going to tag up. He'll go to third. He's gunned out. Punch. Counter punch. The Giants still have life. A hell of a throw out in right field for San Francisco. Wow. Gilbert just made an unbelievable... Who was that? That was McRae who made that throw. Grant McRae, I believe, is the one who threw that out in right field to get Rortvedt out at third. Here comes Freddie Freeman. He grounds one over to shortstop, and the throw over to first is in time, and the Giants will have a chance yet again as they go to the bottom of the 10th. Wow. Just great defense in that game. Absolute cinema. This might be one of the best games of the year. I don't think it's not game of the year, but wow. Is this awesome. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Andres Munoz is pitching in the top of the 9th here. The Mariners trying to secure the save. Peraza in the box. The 1-2 pitch is down and away for ball 2. Whew. That's wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peraza in the box. The 2-2 pitch struck him out. 1 more to go out in Seattle. Okay, forgot to put that game on. I apologize about that. Andres Munoz 1 out away from securing another save on the season. Here's the first pitch to Logan Davidson, and that's taken down for a ball. Matt Chapman will lead it off for the Giants when they return. Munoz is 3rd in baseball in saves. It's 1 ball, no strikes to Logan Davidson. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mariners fans on their feet. They can sniff it. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And there is strike 2, and the Angels are down to their final strike. Chapman comes up for the Giants. Pitch number 1 to Chapman. He takes strike 1. 1-2 from Munoz, and here comes the pitch. He almost thought about biting Davidson, but took it downstairs for ball 2. Winning run at second. 0-1 pitch to Chapman, and he takes it outside for ball 1. Munoz again. Winds up. Fires. Ball game over. The Mariners win and tie the Astros again for the division. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matt Chapman, and the pitch is inside for ball 2. We got 1 game left. Insane. Another great finish there. 1 more game to go. Best for last. The 2-1 pitch is outside for ball 3. Get the popcorn out. So the Mariners hang on. They're tied with the Astros again for that AL West division. Unbelievable. 3 balls, 1 strike to Chapman, and here's the pitch. There's a ground ball hit over to second base. This will get the runner at least over to third. The throw to first is in time. So the ghost runner is now at third base for San Francisco, and a sac fly wins the game again for San Fran. Wow. Okay. Insane. The Angels are pretty much out of it now. So Dave Roberts is going to make a move, and that's going to be it for Blake Trinan. So we'll see what ends up happening. Giants just have 1 hit since the first inning. Just 1 hit. It's wild. Wild. 1 second. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Insane. Unbelievable. This is like the best finish in baseball that we've ever had. Those 4, like all 4 of the West Coast games tonight were so close. This is how you want Diamond Zone to go. Really. All right. Jung-Hoo Lee is coming up. Andrew is nervous, and DE is nervous too. Tanner Scott is going to go after the pitch. Here he comes. A runner is on at third. They will bring in the lefty to face the lefty. First pitch to Lee. It's way inside for ball 1. Lee is 0 for 3. He's flied out and he's grounded out. Twice. Grounded out twice. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch to Jung-Hoo Lee, and that is low and outside for ball 2. It's 12:50 a.m. Eastern Time. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. It's in there for strike one. And so the count is 2-1. Costa's over at third. He pinch ran for Flores. The 2-1 pitch. It's low and away for ball three. Looks like Scott doesn't want anything to do with Jung-Hoo Lee here. These pitches aren't even close. Scott gets set above the belt. Huge pitch to Lee. In there for strike two. And Lee took all the way. And the biggest pitch of all coming up. Thud. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch to Lee. Swing and a miss. He chased after a pitch that was low and away, and there's out number 2. Oh, it says foul ball. He says foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. I believe. Did it just say foul ball? They say that there's 2 outs. Lee is still in the box. I want to see if you got a piece of it. Are they saying that it maybe popped out of Rorvet's glove? I thought he had it. What the heck? 3-2 pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So Jung-Hoo Lee just got on. So wait, did the ball pop out of his glove? It didn't look like it. That's unbelievable. What in the world? How did he get a piece of that? And how was that not caught? I want to see again. They're going to show the replay. Are they saying that it hit the dirt as Rorvet caught it? Wow. Yeah, but even if it's foul tipped into the glove, that's a strike. Mark Pryor's going to go out there to talk things over with Tanner Scott and Rortvet. They will intentionally load the bases and will face Patrick Bailey. So wait, explain it to me, D. I thought so I guess that they said that the ball was dropped. Because didn't that hit his glove? If it's foul tipped into the glove, that's strike 3. Yeah, but I thought it was foul tipped into the glove. Patrick Bailey is up at the plate, and the pitch is down in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. No, checked the ball for bat impact and saw a mark. Got you. 1-0 pitch. There's a high drive. Hit out to left field. Goodbye and good night in San Fran. A walk-off grand slam by Patrick Bailey. What a wild finish out in San Francisco. That's insane. Are you kidding me? Wow. Patrick Bailey with a walk-off grand salami out at Oracle Park. Unfreaking real. The pitch was high. The pitch was high. It was a fastball, and Bailey did a bat flip, and the crowd erupted like they were at a rock concert. Oh, my gosh. That's how baseball ends tonight. That means the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, are now half a game behind the New York Mets for that third and final wild card spot. Unbelievable. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Dude, that gave me the goosebumps. The Dodgers, they do get the loss. However, Dodger fans, if there's anything to hold your head up high, is that you still have the division lead. You're up by still 2.5 games to the San Diego Padres. But wow, what a game. That's probably going to go down as one of the best games of the year, without a doubt. That's definitely one of them. Gosh. The tensions were so high for both of these teams. A classic Dodgers-Giants rivalry. That's his 6th career walk-off hit, Patrick Bailey. His 4th career walk-off homer. I believe his last one just so happened to come against the Phillies, and that was the inside-the-park 3-run homer. But wow. That's wild. What a game. What a finish. 5-1. Wow, I got goosebumps. Those 10 o'clock games, 9:45 games were unfreaking real. The Mariners won. The A's beat the Reds. And so the Giants are half a game above the Reds, who are also trying to fight for that final wild card spot. The Padres lost 4-2. The Brewers won 8-2, so they still keep their distance against the Phillies for that number 1 seed. And they also still keep their distance against the Chicago Cubs, who, by the way, won earlier today. The Blue Jays still keep their distance against the Yankees and the Red Sox, and the Yankees ended up winning against Boston. So technically, they have the number 1 wild card seed. Just unbelievable. Rangers won, Mets lost, Astros won, Mariners won, so the Rangers are still 2 games behind Seattle and Houston. It's insane. Guardians shut out the White Sox. They're still in the hunt. I mean, wow, baseball is the best. Baseball's so good, baby. Baseball, baby. I love it. I love it, man. That's so wild. Yeah. We got to pull out. We got to pull out the window capture. That's what we're going to do. It's all good, man. It's all good. We're going to pull out that window capture and take a look at those standings right now as we speak. And then we'll take a look at the schedule one last time to see what happens tomorrow. Okay. So here is the standings right now as we speak at this very, very moment in time. You ready for it? I'm ready for it. Wow. Okay, so here is how it looks. We'll say, let's go to the East really quickly. There it is. Okay. So the Blue Jays are still 3 games above the Yankees, but they're now 4.5 above the Boston Red Sox. The Tigers, who lost today, are now only 7.5 games above the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians are not done yet, okay, for that AL Central. It's going to be tough for them, but they're still technically not out of it. The Mariners and the Astros are tied for the division out in the AL West, and the Texas Rangers are still knocking on the door. 78 and 70 are the Texas Rangers. It's wild. I'm flipping pissed. You're good, man. The Yankees are now up 1.5 games over the Boston Red Sox for that first wild card spot. Red Sox, by the way, they're only 1 game up on the Houston Astros. So they still have to win these games. This is really close. The Astros are 1 game in back of Houston for that second wild card spot. The Rangers are 2 games in back of Houston. The Guardians are still 3.5 games in back of Houston and 1.5 behind Texas. And now the Kansas City Royals are in a hole thanks to the Phillies beating them today. And they are 6 games in back of the Astros. So they're still not out of it yet, but they are in a big hole. And so it's a playoff series for them, absolutely. In the National League, this is what it looks like here. Okay. In the NL East, the Phillies are now 12 games above the New York Mets. The magic number is down to 3 to win the NL East. So that is big. And in the NL Central, the Brewers are still 5.5 above the Chicago Cubs for the title over there. And then you got out in the NL West, the Dodgers are still 2.5 games above the Padres, but they're only 7 games now above the Giants for that NL West. Giants fans, you're still technically not out of that division race either. You still play the Dodgers this series, right? You still play them 2 games. And then you got another series against the Dodgers too. So there's a chance that you could really make that division race interesting and make it potentially a 3-way tie or a 3-way race, if you will. I'm just saying that that's not out of the picture yet either. Now, obviously, we go to the NL wildcard standings and we take a look at it this way. The Cubs are 4.5 games above the Padres, okay? And they are also 8.5 above the Mets. The Mets are 4 games in back of San Diego, and they're now just half a game in front of the Giants. They're just half a game in front of the Giants. And they're only 1.5 games still behind Cincinnati, who ended up getting shut out tonight. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they're not out of it yet either. They are still 3 games in back of the Mets. And the Cardinals are still not out either, too. They are 4 games in back of the Mets. And again, they're playing the Milwaukee Brewers. They are 4 games under 500, and yet they're not out of it. That to me is just so wild. So, just good stuff. This is baseball, man. Baseball is freaking amazing. I just got to say that. Let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule, and then we will sign off. Okay, so the schedule looks like this. So tomorrow afternoon, you got the Cubs taking on the Rays. Colin Ray will face Drew Rasmussen at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. At 3:07, we have the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Okay. At 4:05, it's Nationals versus Pirates. Bubba Chandler facing Andrew Alvarez. No stakes in that game. The Tigers play against the Miami Marlins. That game is at 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time. You got Yankees and Boston at 4:10. Max Fried against Brian Bello. That should be a very good matchup. And then the Texas Rangers take on the New York Mets. Patrick Corbin versus Brandon Sproat at 4:10 tomorrow. The Phillies play at 6:10. At 6:05, actually. Sorry. They host the Royals. Ryan Burgett is facing Taijuan Walker. That's the matchup there. And then we got the Guardians taking on the Chicago White Sox. That game is at 6:10. You got the Diamondbacks taking on the Minnesota Twins. And so Ryan Nelson will be facing Joe Ryan. Again, at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Hunter Brown will be pitching for the Houston Astros, and he will be going up against Bryce Elder. That game is at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. After the Phillies game is done, we will be doing Diamond Zone, of course, and we will catch the end of the Cardinals-Brewers game. That game's at 8:15. Sonny Gray versus Brandon Woodruff. That should be a favorable matchup, possibly. So we'll do that game. We got, of course, the Padres again playing against the Colorado Rockies. That'll be at 8:40. And then at 9:05, we got Giants and Dodgers again. Clayton Kershaw against Logan Webb. Giants love going up against Clayton Kershaw. Just kidding. He's just an incredible pitcher, still even at his age. But Logan Webb, their ace, that really should be a fun matchup again. The Mariners against the Angels. 9:40, Mitch Ferris against Brian Wu. Another game with high stakes. And then Hunter Green pitching for the Cincinnati Reds, taking on Luis Severino at 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have you covered for that game as well. A lot of good baseball. A lot of good baseball. And we have you all covered for each and every game that we can do. What's everybody in chat saying? What's everybody in chat? I'm going to that Phillies game tomorrow. This is cool, Jay. Dude, that's so sick. Dilate says I should have been there tonight. I'm going to cut that walk-off call. And I'm also going to cut those highlight calls of those excellent throws from both the Dodgers. That was Pajes and then the right fielder for the Giants. That was not even Logan Gilbert that made that throw there. Insane. I still would like an explanation on that foul tip because I thought that it still hit the glove, but I still would like an explanation on that. I guess that they're saying that that the ball fell out and it was dropped technically. I thought he had full possession of it though. But yeah, wow, what a heck of a game. Giants are only half a game behind the Mets for that wild card. Let's go, Giants. Let's go, baby. Wow. All right. Love you all. Lila Tov. Good night. See you all tomorrow. Bye.